HASSCAST.
Welcome to HASSCAST. I'm Mike Hass, and I'm here with my buddies Drew, Harris, and Draven, and also Chris Moyer.
Yo.
Anyways, we're going to be talking about the film Parasite. It's a Korean film directed by Bong Joon-ho, very critically acclaimed. People have been just really loving this movie all year, and people are considering it to be one of the best movies of the year. And it's about a family searching for job security, and they decide to start working for a very rich family in many different ways, serving the family, and shit goes awry in the second half of the film. And it starts off as something really lighthearted and then goes into something completely different, and very crazy film. So we're here to talk about it. So would you guys say that this film lives up to the hype that has been raised to very recently?
Personally, I think the movie was pretty good. You know, I've seen a lot of foreign films in my 15 years of existence. It's been pretty cool. I'm really digging this movie, you know, especially with the aspect of the family, because you really there's times where you can understand what they do and why they do it, and you can really feel for them. And at the same time, you don't know if you should feel sympathy for them or you should be against them in some aspects.
Yeah, because sometimes they're just doing something really positive, then sometimes they're really doing something crazy, you know?
Yeah, no. Especially
sorry about that.
Harris, talk.
So, honestly, I didn't hear about any of the hype around this movie, truly, until, we watched it, and I was like, damn. I thought it was great. The ending was a little bit weak, and the pacing was a little bit whack champ.
I will say that there was good moments. But the pacing was a bit, throughout the movie. But it was really beautiful, and some of the pacing and slow moments did kind of pay off, and there's some big ways and kind of fast, high-intensity moments, but sometimes it was just Drew, did you think it lived up to the hype?
You think, Drew?
Personally, yeah, I think it did live up to the hype. There are a lot of ups and downs throughout the movie, and for the first 30 minutes, I wasn't feeling any connection to the characters at all.
For real, yeah.
But there was a moment in the film, if you're going to watch it yourself, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you really get to, just see the characters, and you start to disintegrate within the characters, and you start seeing in their eyes, and I don't know, I felt the movie, and I really enjoyed it.
It deals with those, themes of, class and the struggle to, get ahead, while these people that just married rich or just already born into, a successful life, really, you kind of see that little bit of space in between, where these people that are down at the bottom, they're living in a semi-basement type thing.
Yeah, their house is kind of, really shitty, and, when the house floods at the end, it's kind of, fucked up. We're doing spoilers anyways. It's spoiler talk.
Yes, it's spoiler talk, everyone.
Yeah, when the house ends at the,
when the house
floods at the end, it's their house is at rock bottom on the street, kind of symbolizing what their life is. Their life is, on the bottom, man. Just like how the house is on the bottom of the street. You know, there is a lot of great symbolism, and the themes are well delivered in the film, but, sometimes the story was a bit weak, you know, but there was good crazy moments, one of my favorite parts of the movie when they've discovered the whole basement thing, when the camera because for most of the film the camera's really stable. There's not a lot of moving handheld shots, but then as soon as the action and intense moments happen, the camera just a lot of steady cam tracking going down the stairs. I really fuck with the cinematography towards the middle when shit goes crazy, you know.
Michael, going back to what you said about the house flooding or the basement, whatever it is, right after that, they still have to go to work because they're so low class and unfortunate. They have to go to work for another day, and that's when stuff really hits the fan and everything just goes bad, but it doesn't matter because they're low class. They were born unlucky, and because there's this class difference, they're just forced to do all these things.
And also, the people that they're working for have no clue that they're even, closely related whatsoever. So, you have these people that are all, in one place at one time, and they're all, scrambling to, make sure that they're not detected. It's, honestly,
yeah.
I feel bad for them at some points of the movie. And they're, con people, and I feel I shouldn't feel bad. Because
you see how desperate they are. Because you see how desperate they are. You really get to see how desperate they are for money. When they were folding the pizza boxes, I totally understand what you mean when they're trying to, they're not doing good with the pizza boxes. And
yeah, they
crusty
messed up
crab
on the pizza.
pizza, you know.
Bro, they fucked up the pizza boxes in this. We'll take a 10%
cut. The rich, if the rich mess up a pizza box, there's not much of a consequence for them. You know, they just do something else. But these people, they're desperate. They need money.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Rich people would fold pizza boxes.
So if you could call
rich people folding the pizza.
What's the name of the guy in the basement? I don't know, but you could call him the villain. I think he was really bald guy who hits his head on a light switch. Yeah, I actually messed with his character. He was one of the highlights of the movie. When I saw him, I was like, all right.
Oh, wow.
This is picking up pace. This is picking up pace.
But then, if you look deeper into the character of him, you realize that he has nowhere else to go. He has to stay in that basement. And, you know, being in that basement that long, that's basically sensory deprivation.
With the loan sharks. Because they were talking about how he owed a lot of money, and the loan sharks kept...
What else could he have done? So then it really just brings up that dynamic. Is he really in the wrong here? Would you not have done the same thing? These people take everything from you. You know, this whole family just takes over your wife and her livelihood. So now what are you going to do? Not kill them?
Set up villain.
Yeah.
You know.
So I had a big trouble with like one of the ending sequences where the dad just kills the other dad for
the dad of the rich family gets killed by the dad of the poor family, which is trying to
insert photos here.
Parasite and get they are the poor family is the parasites in the rich family. You know, that's why the name is called Parasite. Oh my god, this movie did feel like really. This movie was made for people to make a 40-minute analysis on YouTube, but like there is like really good. Let's get back to the part with the dad.
It's just
problem with that.
So
it's
like
absurdist.
It's just it doesn't make so much sense. Like the rich dad smells the. So there's a big thing about smelling like a fucking degenerate.
No, it smells like
old turnip.
It smells like an old radish.
An old radish. So basically, people that live in these sub-basements smell like old radishes. And the dad finally puts it together because the old homeless man is just stabbing people in the backyard. And he was like, he smelled them and he was like...
The secret's out.
And he like looked up at the dad... who also lived in the sub-basement, and same with the rest of the family. The fucking dad just stabs him. I'm like, what? What is... Honestly, they just didn't explain it well enough. And if you didn't really notice that, or if you were, like, half paying attention to that part for, like, a single second, you just would not have understood.
Well, another thing that you have to remember is the night prior, their entire house just... flooded, so this is a broken man. You know, he doesn't want to participate in his birthday activity. He's just lost all morale. So now all of a sudden, all this stuff's happening. He goes crazy.
I didn't like the ending. I don't know. It didn't feel well set up to me, and like why would?
No, it's like little things, honestly.
Why would you kill the man who's offering you a job? Like once you save him, like. It just doesn't make sense to me, the ending. I really didn't fuck with the ending. The middle was the best part of the movie. Alright, sorry.
Thank you for cutting me off.
Yeah, I do agree.
The middle was the best part.
Draven?
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Very cool.
Don't cut that out, dude. I want them to know my pain.
We've been locked in here for 15 days. Please, we need food.
I think the ending was
blue
a pretty
screen.
Good culmination.
It still goes on.
Oh, okay.
Even though, like, it may have been confusing, I think the reason... Again, spoilers. We're doing spoilers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the title of the video, man.
Okay, cool. So, I think it was kind of like... If the dad didn't kill the guy, they would be in, like, 10 times more shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, that means they would found out about the cellar...
Yeah.
You know what's going on in the cellar?
Fingerprinting and stuff.
Or you could just kill the homeless guy and then nobody would find out.
Well, no, they'd find fingerprints on the cellar door, and they'd find the widget because the guy drank the bottle, and they would have found it. Yeah.
Exactly. And like, I'm pretty sure he like kind of had that moment of where it's like, there's two ways this can go, and it's like either he gets fucking pushed under, or his entire family gets pushed under, including his daughter, who fucking.
I don't care enough to like think about this.
I didn't really think about it. It's just kind of like a...
I don't know. I feel like the story, the story of the movie is great, but one of my favorite thing personally is the cinematography.
Oh my god, this is one of the most beautiful like films of the year. Honestly, like you were talking about how it's mainly blue and orange. I mess with that. I mess with
there's a lot of
color tone.
The color orange in particular. There's lots of just orange lights and. Like black and orange, the color combination, lots of just light, and I don't know, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It makes one of the worst like streets in wherever city they are.
Say it's like the worst movie.
No. It makes one of the worst like streets really good. Like the really bad street that the family's living on looks really good due to how well shot it is and how well color tone the movie is. So yeah, I really messed with how the film looked. It's just the script needed a bit more work.
I thought it was pretty well executed, honestly.
Oh, the acting was good.
No, the acting was pretty good. I feel like, I don't know. I think
there wasn't any
rub my nipple clockwise.
Oh no, that's so. Wait, can I like talk about this part?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
That was
so. Spoilers. We already mentioned it's.
Thank you, Chris. Your
opinion doesn't matter. You fucking
shout out Chris Moyer.
Shout out Chris Moyer.
At Chris Moyer.
Don't shout him out. Cut this part out.
At Chris Moyer.
Mike, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah. Hey, what about the swearing and stuff?
No fucking swearing. Holy shit. Gosh.
Y'all need to stop fucking swearing.
You're gonna get him demonetized. He needs that reach out.
I am laughing.
Stop fucking swearing.
Remember when we weren't supposed to swear? Like,
yes.
Guys get mad. Like, how about we just don't do that?
I don't care. I'm swearing.
Everyone, calm the fuck down. Everyone, calm the fuck down.
Put a dolphin.
Alright, so in the around the middle part of the film, so I kind of agree that the ending's a little like
shitty.
Not shitty. It's just like too fast and so much happens at once. You're not able to like comprehend everything.
There's a big gap. Like all of a sudden, the incident happens and then the guy's out of the hospital.
I think that was the point though.
Yeah, because it's like
it's supposed to take you by surprise. Because I liked how it just was unexpected because throughout the entire time the family has this plan to take over as so for instance the father takes the role as the man's driver and the mother's housekeeper. The son is a English tutor and the daughter is a art therapist,
art teacher for the kid.
No, she used some big brain term and I just thought it was funny, but I think it was kind of that was the point because throughout the entire movie they have this plan and even when something goes wrong they figure it out and execute how to get rid of their problem.
Because of the chemistry of the family. The family does have good chemistry.
I think it was done pretty well because it's if you don't have that family chemistry, and that was what that last scene was. It was just isolating everyone. And I think it was it was done pretty the ending was a solid.
The ending.
It's the worst part.
The ending, in terms of explaining what happened, wasn't good. But when the son and the father of the poor family reunite towards the end, that was really good. That was one of the more emotional films.
The real ending of the movie.
That was
it faded to black. It was perfect. Then the movie should have just ended.
I thought it was metaphorical as hell. It's just kind of a sense. It's one day. That's kind of where he sees himself, and that's why I cut it to the end. If you think about it, if they did it like that and it just ended perfectly, it would be cheap.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I do agree.
Because it's kind of having just it end perfectly.
Riding off into the sunset.
Yeah. All right, you were gonna say
something, Harris. Do you guys think this movie's gonna age well?
Yeah.
Do you
no, I'm never rewatching it.
Well, no,
not rewatching it. Not rewatching it.
Shut up, dude.
Hey.
I'm cutting all
pussy bitches. Okay. Do you think the movie's gonna people are gonna see that this movie was worth the hype and go back and watch it in 5 years?
I think so, but I think it's gonna be to an extent because Oscar movies for instance,
Three Billboards. Yeah.
Moonlight was good at the time, and it's not bad now, but it's not movies aren't as beloved as they used to be. Mm-hmm. It's kind of you have the same 20 people that love movies. And you have I don't know, there's just not as big as a film going crowd, but I think it'll age well because it's not I don't know.
I'm gonna give it a watchable but not great. What will Draven give it?
I'm gonna give it a nice rewatchable.
I'll say it's a worthy investment of time. I don't know, 2 hours is a good amount of time, but it's kind of worth it.
If this movie was any longer, no. But it's well timed.
I'll give it a rewatchable, especially if you're in either the high or low class. Otherwise, just watch a video about the cinematography of the movie, some 5-minute compilation. Still very rewatchable.
Poor people are gonna love this movie.
Thanks for listening to HASSCAST.
No problem.
Thank you for listening to the HASSCAST.
Thank you for listening to that.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for Comcast.
Comcast.
Thanks I'll be casting out my thoughts to you on the next HASSCAST.
At Harris on Instagram.
Please help me, my parents. Ah!